Hi and welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love hearing your voice and getting your input on what readings you'd like me to focus on. So recently I posted a poll to ask the collective to choose the next reading. And there was actually a tie for two options. So first up, we'll be looking at what's blocking your career and financial abundance. Keep an eye out for the second reading chosen, which was overcoming challenges in love and how can I heal this connection. This will be posted soon. But for today, if you're feeling stuck in your career or struggling to attract financial abundance, in this tarot reading, we'll explore the hidden obstacles that may be holding you back from reaching your full potential in both your professional life and financial success. If this reading resonates with you, please don't forget to like the video and share in the comments how it connects with your situation. But let's dive in. So let's start off with the first card, and this is the Nine of Wands, and this is in the placement of your greatest ally at this time. So who or what is your greatest ally? And with the Nine of Wands, this is really about your determination, is what I see. The Nine of Wands is all about standing your ground, and even when we're very battle worn, very weary, feeling even very close to burnout, I find that place always to dig that little bit deeper and find that final push. And this is what Spirit is saying is really going to help you and really get you to that success and abundance that you need. So you may be feeling a lot of self-doubt, being at that point where you think, is this really worth it? Am I being delusional? Am I kidding myself? This just feels like an awful lot of hard work that doesn't seem to be paying off. But actually, in this case and in this scenario, the universe and Spirit is telling you to keep going, because what comes after the Nine of Wands is the Ten of Wands, and this is when you're able to get closure on this particularly difficult or tiresome cycle that you've been going through. The 10 is when you're able to actually put that burden down. And then what comes after the 10 is the Ace, and this is the new cycle when things begin to get easier. You get some kind of movement, opportunity, fresh starts begin to come in. But at the minute, I'm seeing that you are really feeling fed up, burnt out, and having a lot of questions about if it's really going to pay off. And Spirit is saying it will, and actually your greatest ally, greatest strength is your ability to keep going even when things look bleak, even when everything feels like it's going against you. It can feel like a war at times that you are fighting, but keep going, and that inner strength and that ability to keep on finding some kind of that resource inside of yourself and keep pushing forward is this huge strength, and really what will set you apart from others. That's what I'm hearing as well. That's what sets you apart from those that don't make it and for those that will succeed. So let's move on to the second card, which is in the placement of the past and emotional blockages. So what seeds were planted in the past that brought you to this current mindset, a mindset maybe of feeling in lack at times or not being where you want to be in your career or in your finances. And we have the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is about coming from a very turbulent place. It is actually moving from a turbulent place to calmer waters into. So I actually feel like that you were able to pull yourself out of a situation that wasn't good for you, essentially, okay? So it could be a place of work. If we're looking particularly at career for some of you. It could directly be a workplace that had a toxic environment, that was very turbulent, that emotionally caused maybe quite a lot of damage. Could even be a relationship that was a financial drain on you. So take what resonates here, okay? And you made that decision to move away from that, okay? But it still has some hooks in you. Still has laid some seeds down of that turbulent time, really. The swords as well is about certain ways of thinking and thought habits that aren't good for us. It's almost like old baggage that needs to be left behind with that situation, that maybe you've brought into you to where you are now, into the present. But really what was positive about this card is that you got yourself out of that situation. Again, that same determination that we saw here in this Nine of Wands, that you pulled yourself out. But there was a sadness and a disappointment that came with you. You know, it was difficult for you. Maybe you'd had high hopes for, say if it was with a certain company, you'd had high hopes with this situation. It initially had looked like your dream position. It was going to be the answer to a lot of your problems. And then it just didn't, for some of you obviously this is, but it just didn't play out that way. It didn't pan out that way. So that disappointment and change, it could have changed you in a completely different path and took you in a completely different direction. And even though that was a calmer path, it was maybe a new road with new challenges. And that disappointment still lingers and is still influencing your mind and your emotional state. It still feels quite heavy. And again, if we're looking at our mindset and trying to move away from a state of lack, then this is playing a part in that. That disappointment is dragging your energy down, which is understandable. But just to acknowledge that that's still affecting you. Let's move on to the third placement, which is the present and any blockages that are currently happening now. So points of issue that have caused challenges in you reaching your goals. So this is more moving into the present. And this is the Empress. So this is a major arcana. Beautiful card, beautiful energy actually. And I feel like this is you not being able to see yourself clearly as the Empress and everything that you have to offer. There could be as well some issues of what I'm feeling, what is coming through about acknowledging your gifts, looking after and nurturing yourself as well. Because the Empress, we see all this fertility, nature. It's the Empress embodies abundance in many ways. So maybe you have a tendency to be very hard on yourself, to constantly push yourself, you know, have this tendency not to let up on yourself. And also you're not really seeing yourself clearly with this Empress energy. So you really need to work towards embodying that more. What does that look like? Does that mean being kinder to yourself, valuing your gifts more than what you are now? I feel like there could be quite a dismissive energy of your gifts. So maybe you are very, you're very skilled at something in this area where you want success and finance, but there's some kind of disconnect here between what you are offering and wanting others to value, but you don't actually even value it yourself. So if we're looking at manifestation and being in an abundant mindset, it's so essential for us to know our own value and what we offer. We can't expect others to value what we are presenting to the world and wanting acknowledgement, wanting financial growth from the gifts that we offer if we don't value our gifts. So there's, like I say, there's a disconnect in how this is translating across to the outside world. So there is an issue here of self-belief, valuing and just leaning into that Empress, our inner power, our personal power. But it feels in general that you're too harsh on yourself. So that's something to work on and something to focus on as well. It's not about pushing yourself more, it's actually about kind of really laying off, giving yourself some time to breathe, lean into that feminine divine energy and allow things to unfold naturally with divine timing as well. So let's move on to the next, which is the advice really of, we've obviously looked at this a little bit, but it goes deeper into the healing and the lesson from this. So it's going to offer some clarity around what could be done to resolve this issue. We've got another major arcana, which is the Hanged Man. So how do we resolve this issue of feeling like we don't value ourselves? And the Hanged Man is about, there's a situation that you find yourself in now is feeling quite stuck. Maybe feeling as well that you shouldn't be here. It may feel wrong in what you are doing, but actually you are being held where you are for a reason. It may not be clear what that is yet. But with the Hanged Man, we can see this. Obviously, this man is upside down. He's being held in an uncomfortable position. Okay, this is uncomfortable. This is difficult. He wants to be free of this. He wants to be cut down. He wants to be able to just move on with his life. But he's being held here, and all he can do at the moment. So there isn't really any action that he can take. He can't untie himself. He can't. At the minute, he is here, and he has to accept that to a degree. And the Hangman, about what he can do is he can change his perspective. And so that's the lesson here for you, and this is what will bring healing. So there's something here in the situation that you're in now about needing to look at things in a different way. There is still something to be gained from this situation that, like I say, may be difficult to see, but it is there. There's something in this situation that when you can shift your perspective and essentially kind of find the good in it, what is being gained from it for you, what are you getting out of it, then this is going to help shift things energetically. Ultimately as well, help you move out of this situation, because that still is the goal. It's not like you're going to be here forever, okay? But there is a reason, even though it may feel at times that this is just wrong, I shouldn't be here, I don't understand why this is happening to me. But there is a reason why, and this is to find this new perspective, and then you'll be able to carry this forward with you. It feels like a very important lesson to find this new perspective. And once you can, you'll be able to take this forward with you into the next stages, the next chapter of your life. Once you are freed, because you will be freed, and you will be able to move on from this. I feel like there's a guarantee of that. Change is inevitable, but there's some kind of fighting against it and wanting to take action, where actually there isn't any action to be took. It's the internal change that needs to happen, and to find this new way of looking at it, and to find the good in it ultimately. But the benefit for you, there is still something to benefit here from you. So let's have a look at the final position, and this is in the placement of your power move. So what action, we've obviously looked at the perspective, but what really kind of comes after that? So this is particularly obviously the financial abundance that you're looking at, and the growth that you're looking to find, the success. in a nutshell, what is it going to take to get you there? Another major arcana, and we have the Lovers. So this is a beautiful energy, and I actually feel like it's about having a deeper connection with yourself. So the Lovers card can have many meanings. Obviously in a romantic reading it can be about meeting a soulmate connection, but when we're doing this kind of reading about our personal growth, this is about really this whole process that you're going through, and the lessons that have come up, and the messaging that we've heard about self-worth and about self-care, and about not kind of punishing yourself so much. So this whole process of what you're going through, to shift into a more abundant mindset, is the need from the universe is asking you to find a deeper connection with yourself, to find a deeper connection as well in what you do to have this abundance, and in your career. About this seems to be connected on a very deep level. So maybe this means about moving into a career, if you're not already there, that has a deeper meaning for you, yeah? That isn't just superficially about money, and that is going to in some ways cause you to just have burnout, because it's really not fulfilling and on any deeper level. It's just about the paycheck at the end of the day. And Spirit is really advising that to find the financial growth that you're seeking and the abundance that you're seeking, you need to connect to the outside world, to find that channel, to bring that money through, to bring that abundance through with something that actually connects to your soul and connects to your spirit and fulfills you and feeds you on a different level than just financial. One doesn't have to exclude the other, okay? This is about connecting and merging those two things. That's what I'm seeing. And I feel like this is inherent for your spirit. You know, I think this is good for obviously all of us, but maybe particularly that this reading is finding those people that they really can't give their life to something that doesn't have this deeper purpose and doesn't have this deeper meaning. This feels very essential for you, okay? That it has to be connected to spirit in some way, connected to your soul path. And this is the way, this is what you're currently learning. This is the blocks that you're coming up against. This is all about, you know, the Empress energy at the center here is again sort of resonating and echoing that message about finding a deeper connection with yourself, something that fulfills you. There are some outdated mindsets and thinking that you have carried from the past, that are bringing this lack mentality still that lingers. But you know, your path changed for a reason. You knew that you had to go into calmer waters and leave this turbulent seas behind. That was you did do the right thing back then. But now there's more work on the self to be done. And this tricky situation, this difficult, uncomfortable position that you currently find yourself in, there is a perspective that needs to be gained about how this again benefits you, find the meaning, find the purpose. And then we end with that, with this being the key that will unlock that for you. So just understand that on your about yourself. Begin to see how that resonates with your current situation, about what next steps you take and what road that you go down, to at least begin to maybe work towards something that has meaning and purpose if you're currently stuck in a situation that hasn't got any. And just kind of know that about yourself, that this connection to spirit and your soul path is deeply connected to your finances and your abundance and the potential. And to get the success that you desire, it has to be something that matters to you. You can't sell your soul for the financial success, essentially. So I hope this reading did resonate with you. Like I say, if it did, please just leave in the comments below how exactly that resonated to your situation and give the reading a like. But wishing you all the best, all the abundance, all the financial success. Love and light.